What happens when ambition collides with betrayal, and survival becomes the only goal? In a night that redefined alliances and rivalries, WWE presented a six-man tag team match that shook the foundations of the wrestling world. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn faced off against Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and the returning Bronson Reed. This wasn't just a battle, it was a war that left no one unscathed. Welcome to an in-depth breakdown of WWE's most explosive main event in recent memory. This match wasn't just about physical dominance. It was a culmination of months of tension, betrayal, and shifting loyalties. Stay tuned as we dissect how this epic confrontation came to be, the key moments that defined it, and the aftermath that promises to reshape WWE's future. The roots of this confrontation trace back to the aftermath of WrestleMania 41. Seth Rollins, having suffered a double betrayal by Paul Heyman and CM Punk, shifted his focus from championship pursuits to consolidating power. Aligning with Paul Heyman, Rollins recruited the formidable Braun Breaker, setting the stage for a new era of dominance. The shockwaves intensified when Bronson Reed made a dramatic return at Saturday night's main event, aligning himself with Rollins and Breaker. Reed's comeback was marked by a devastating tsunami splash on CM Punk, signaling his allegiance and the formation of a new, formidable faction. This trio, under Heyman's guidance, launched brutal attacks on Punk and Zayn, leaving them battered and signaling a new reign of terror. As Rollins' faction grew in strength, Roman Reigns observed from the shadows. With the collapse of the bloodline and the rise of a new threat, Reigns recognized that survival necessitated unexpected alliances. In a silent yet powerful moment backstage, Reigns joined forces with CM Punk and Sami Zayn. No words were exchanged, just a mutual understanding of the battle ahead. This alliance, forged out of necessity, brought together three of WWE's most complex figures. Their shared goal: dismantle Rollins' faction and restore balance to WWE. In the weeks leading up to the showdown, WWE programming was rife with tension. SmackDown episodes featured escalating confrontations, with Rollins' faction asserting their dominance through calculated attacks. Promos highlighted the chaos, showcasing shattered tables, steel steps used as weapons, and Rollins' menacing grin as he orchestrated the mayhem. The WWE Universe watched as the lines between allies and enemies blurred, setting the stage for an epic confrontation. The atmosphere was electric as Rollins, Breaker, and Reed made their entrance, exuding menace and confidence. CM Punk and Sami Zayn followed, their determination palpable. Then Roman Reigns emerged, solemn, focused, and ready for war. The match began with Reed and Breaker overpowering Zayn, showcasing their brute strength. CM Punk's entry shifted the momentum, delivering a flurry of offense that rattled the opposition. A tense exchange between Punk and Rollins ensued, with Punk attempting the GTS, only for Rollins to counter, highlighting their storied rivalry. Reigns' impact was undeniable, spearing Reed, delivering a Superman punch to Breaker, and executing a spinebuster on Rollins, asserting his dominance. Punk landed the GTS on Reed, incapacitating him. Zayn followed with a hell of a kick to Breaker, neutralizing the powerhouse. Reigns capitalized, spearing Rollins and securing the pinfall victory. Post-match, Reigns delivered a chilling throat-slash gesture towards Rollins, signaling that the war was far from over. Backstage, chaos reigned. Heyman's camp was visibly shaken, and Rollins, in a fit of rage, destroyed equipment, vowing revenge with the ominous words, "Next time we burn the whole thing down." This match has set the stage for a new era in WWE. Questions abound. Will Roman Reigns return to the Bloodline saga or continue his battle against Rollins? Is a world title in CM Punk's future? Could Rollins expand his faction, bringing in new allies for the battles to come? One thing is certain: WWE has entered a new era of unpredictable warfare. Everything has changed. The six-man tag team match was more than a main event. It was a turning point. Alliances were tested, rivalries intensified, and the landscape of WWE was irrevocably altered. As the dust settles, the WWE Universe braces for what's next in this saga of ambition, betrayal, and survival. WWE Saturday Night's Main Event 2025 Results and Highlights. October 24, 25 Seth Rollins vs. CM Punk gets a surprise appearance. John Cena obliterates R-Truth. Jey Uso retains his new belt and more. WWE August 10, 2024 Roman Reigns returns and destroys the new Bloodline members. Highlights. Luxury blog. In the immediate aftermath of the pinfall, you could feel it. Silence fell over the arena for a split second before it exploded in a wave of stunned cheers. Roman stood tall, flanked by Punk and Zayn. 3 warriors. 3 battered bodies. But united. Their victory wasn't just about a win. It was about proving that even the most chaotic landscape can be navigated when purpose outweighs ego. Backstage, cameras captured the unfiltered aftermath. Rollins, sweaty and furious, smashed a monitor against the wall. Braun Breaker sat slumped on a production crate, staring into space, the hell of a kick still ringing in his head. Bronson Reed refused medical attention, stalking through the hallways like a man with unfinished business. No one said it, but everyone knew it. The war had just begun. Paul Heyman, always the strategist, looked as if he'd aged 5 years in 5 minutes. Watching his carefully cultivated plan collapse on live television. His grip on WWE's power structure slipping through his fingers, that image said more than any promo ever could. This wasn't just a match Seth Rollins lost. It was a blow to his identity. For months, he cultivated power, manipulated allegiances, and built a faction around brute force and precision. But in that ring, his arrogance met resistance. And resistance won. Seth has always been the architect, the puppet master. But what happens when your strings are cut? What happens when the people you tried to break come back stronger and smarter? He didn't lose to one man. He lost to a united front. To men with grudges and hearts full of vengeance. Punk's rage. Zayn's resilience. Reigns' cold, calculating focus. What's next for Seth Rollins? One thing's for sure. This version of Rollins, the calculating kingpin, isn't going down quietly. Expect his next move to be bigger, darker, and more dangerous. Roman Reigns has always walked alone, even when surrounded by the bloodline. But this time his return was different. He didn't speak. He didn't pose. He didn't even acknowledge the crowd. He stepped into the ring with one goal: destroy those who threatened his status. But where does this leave him? He stood shoulder to shoulder with Punk and Zayn. But is that alliance real? Or is Roman simply using them the same way he used Jey, Jimmy, and Solo? Is the collapse of the bloodline truly behind him? Or is this the prelude to a darker empire rising? He didn't make promises. He didn't play politics. He made a statement the only way he knows how, through dominance. But Roman doesn't do anything without a long game. The question is, what's his endgame? If you've followed CM Punk's return, you know this. His path back hasn't been smooth. He came back to change things, to right wrongs, to make good on unfinished business. But quickly found himself swallowed by betrayal, manipulation, and